if you're using Logic Drummer, here's 2 features you should absolutely be taking advantage of. Let's get straight into it. So the first is the ability to program your songs to actually sound specific to your songs. One of the worst things with Logic Drummer is that it can be a dead giveaway that you're just using Logic Drummer. But we can tailor it to your music to be creative for what you're working on, and to just not sound like what everybody else is doing with Logic Drummer. Now, I'm sure you've seen this editor window here. If we hit E on a keyboard to bring this up, this is going to edit whatever region or regions we have selected. And a feature that they added in Logic Pro 11 is this manual feature that allows us to manually program the rhythm that the drummer is playing, and we can make it really specific in a very cool and creative way. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, I know about that, I'm going to click off this video, stick with me here. I think it's really going to be worth it. Okay, so with this, what we're seeing here is just the beats of our measure broken down into 16th notes. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 16th notes within that. So a standard drum beat would just be like kick on 1, snare on 2, kick on 3, snare on 4, something like this. You hear those little extra notes in there. If you don't want those, you can go to details and turn those off by turning the ghost notes knob all the way down. So that's pretty straightforward. Another slightly more driving version of this would just be to add what's called 4 on the floor, which is where the kick drum is hitting on every beat. Okay. There's nothing wrong with this. A lot of songs have very simple drum parts, and that might be what your song is calling for. So instead of Logic Drummer doing too much for your song, maybe you actually need to make it something like this. But we can also get much more creative and weird with it. Let's do just a slightly more complicated rhythm, something like doom cat cat doom cat. So that's going to be kick, snare, and then we're going to do a snare here, here, and another kick here, and take that kick away. Cool, right? Now, a really cool thing about this is that we have the ability to select and have multiple bars. So I could copy this page here, make this a 2-bar pattern, and then I can paste this page and I'll have that same exact rhythm, but then I could tweak it just a little bit the second time. That way it's not just constantly doing the same rhythm over and over and over again. So I can make it something like this. Right? Just to kind of catch your interest. Oh, that's cool. That's a little bit different, right? But then what I'd encourage you to think about is we can also just go totally wild, and we can do things that are really specific to moments in our song. So for example, in bridges, you could have very different rhythms that don't follow the same kind of conventions that you would have in the rest of your song. So maybe you have a kick on the first 2 beats, nothing on this 3rd beat, and then you have 16th notes. Right? You can get really, really specific and tailor this to not just your song, but specific sections of your songs. So maybe you have Logic Drummer do its more normal kind of main features here to program your basic rhythms throughout your song, but just in one section of your song, you get real specific with that manual editor and make it do exactly what you want it to do. Okay, before we move on to the second feature, I want to give you something to help you out. If you're making music in Logic, which I'm guessing you are, and you want it to sound better, which I'm guessing you do because you're here on YouTube, I put together something that's completely free that's really going to help you out. It's my 6-step checklist to a pro mix that walks through the 6 steps that all professional mixes have and how to do them specifically inside Logic. It's helped out thousands of people already. I know it's going to help you out, and it's free from the link in the description below. So be sure to pick that up. It's really going to help you out. But let's go and move on to the second feature, which is kind of a 2-parter. It's the multi-channel producer kits, as they used to be called, and the drum kit designer plugin. These allow you to really shape the exact tone of your drum kit so it's perfect for your song and doesn't just sound like the standard Logic drum kit. This SoCal sounds great, but it also sounds like every other Logic drummer, period. So let me show you how to change both of these. The first is to hit Y on the keyboard with your track selected, and now you'll see all the different drum kit sounds. You should pick the preset that you think sounds best for your song, but we can go further than that by going down to multi-channel kits. So let's say you really liked this Manchester drum kit sound, but you just want to tweak it a little bit. We'll go ahead and use this, and initially your track's going to look the same, but you'll see this little arrow here pops up. When I click on that, it's going to open up now all the tracks. So let's say I want to have a much roomier sound. I could actually bring in a lot more of that room sound. You can adjust the exact parameter of your drum kit tone drastically within your mix, which can really help you get the right sound. But way more powerful than just that is the drum kit designer plugin, and not enough people talk about this. This plugin is crazy cool. It allows you to select and adjust the sound of every single element within your drum kit. So let's say I like the sound of the kick, but I just want something a little bit maybe trashier sounding. I can go through, oh, okay, way different, right? I can go through and find the exact right drum kit for the song that I'm working on. Very different sound, right? Okay, let's go to this snare. Let's take this snare, let's say I want something a little bit deeper, and then I can actually tune it and find the right tuning. Maybe tune it up if I want to. Nah, let's try tuning it down. Let's maybe dampen it a little bit. Really change the sound, right? And then you can adjust every single cymbal, so I can find the right cymbal sound for my song. I could adjust the toms, make sure I get the exact right tom sound. And then you have your low, mid, and high toms all individual, so you could program them up, tune them down to be right for your song, dampen them if you want to. Maybe you feel like this crash here is just a little bit too loud. I can come in here with just this right crash selected and gain it down a little bit, so that this one is now a little bit quieter compared to that one. You have total control over every element of your drum kit and can drastically change the sound to fit perfectly within your song and to create an original sound that is specific to you and the music that you're making. Okay, so this type of part and tone selection is often overlooked with the Logic Drummer. A lot of people just kind of slap it up and either don't play around with it enough or write it off as if it's not powerful enough, when in reality, you can do a ton of stuff with this Logic Drummer. If you aren't already taking advantage of these two features, I highly recommend you do. And if you are, but you're still not getting mixes that you're happy with, be sure to get my 6-step checklist to a Pro Mix. Free from link in the description below. It's really going to help you out. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Do you know about these two features? Have you been taking advantage of them? Is there anything that other people should know about them? Definitely let me and them know in the comments below. If this video is helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week with another video.